Hi! Thanks to my friend Scathers for letting me use his footage. His channel is linked below. The story of Shadow Wars is in the year 19 after the Convocation, roughly 4 years after Shadow of the Phoenix, with our protagonist returning home from a journey to the home of the Shai Khan, Shai Kur. He meets up with his brother Bor, but before reaching their sister Lua, they realize something isn't quite right and that his homelands were invaded by strange-looking dark elves. The trio makes their way to Shai Kur, defeating a small band of Norcaine and rescuing Nightsong, the halfling daughter of Craig und Shalach, before conversing on what to do next with the dragon patriarch Ur. Ur sends the group to get aid from the realm's Seven Keeps, a journey that takes them through Norima, the home of the Iron Falcons, and Lorraine, one of the strongholds of the Order of Dawn in the Highmark, while the newly formed pact between Dark Elves and Shadows prepared to besiege their home. However, upon arrival and requesting an audience with King Ulf, their pleas fall on deaf ears as the king is unable to support them with troops due to Seven Keeps being severely weakened by a recent plague, though he does give them the fiefdom of Westgard that will eventually become really important for the Shai Khan. Though distraught at the news, the group is given hope in the form of Einar, an Autranian general from Northander who suggests they should seek out the help of the old races of the realm, the dwarves and the elves who still had ties in Seven Keeps. They travel to Underhall and Dun Mora, the lands of the dwarves and elves, helping them deal with their strifes before securing their aid. They also recruit 2 new members into their group, Jared and Shay. With allies secured, they return to Seven Keeps to the news of the king's change of heart, sending some of his men to storm the bulwark after the plague, which our group unintentionally helped to stop, left the city. Our protagonist storms the fortress of the Orcs together with the help of the entire team before making it back to Shai Kur with his forces in tow. After a hard-fought battle versus the pack, they manage to drive the besiegers out of Shai Kur. However, their victory is short-lived as they find most of their brethren dead and their patriarch Ur gone. In a fit of rage, the soul of Malachi, the progenitor of the Shai Khan, fully awakens inside our protagonist, taking over his body and breaking ties with the realm, calling them weaklings for not supporting his quest for revenge and search for the dragon. Left on their lonesome, our group makes their way to the Gate of Swords, where they meet an unlikely ally in Gore, an orc chieftain whose life our heroes manage to save on the bulwark. With his help, they request an audience before the Iron Lord, leader of the clan Orcs, and after some debate, he agrees to aid the Shai Khan against their common enemy, the Pact, but only if they find a means to overcoming the Pact's biggest trump card, the Shadows. The search for such a device, a Shadow Ring, takes the group through Uram Gore to the Fire Forge, an old forge of the dwarves where many such rings had once been made for rune warriors. With a ring of their own, they return to the Gate of Swords and meet the Shadow Warrior, our protagonist from Breath of Winter now turned Shadow and willing to help them weaken the bond Sovina had made with his kind. He tells them of a black mirror, a tool that binds the shadows to Io and that Sovina has in her possession, using it to make the shadows do her bidding. She has stored it inside the crater, the place at which the shadows first arrived on Io, yet one they cannot access again due to the Guardian herein putting a spell on it. Our heroes retrieve the mirror and hand it to the Shadow Warrior, all while keeping their deal with the shadows secret from the clans, after which their course is set. Together with the armies of the Iron Lord, they march through the Tuscari Desert and besiege Drachlur, the impregnable fortress of the Norcaine. With the Shadows leaving the ranks of the defenders, they manage to topple the Pact's forces, but before making the final step into Shal, the Shadows reveal themselves and the agreement we had with them, causing the group to lose the trust of the clans and heading into Shal, the capital of the Norcaine of La, alone. Once in Shal, they are quickly taken prisoner by Sovina's men, forced to watch as she kills Ur and drinks a mixture of his and our protagonist's blood, in hopes it would heal the curse she had been tainted with. Unfortunately, this causes Malachi's soul to enter her body, completely taking over, and on his way to resume his centuries-old research, while the city of Shal gets impaled in a civil war. Had it not been for Nightsong reluctantly saving the group after their betrayal, this would be the end of their journey, but together they manage to decide the civil war in her favor, gaining new supporters in the final stretch to stop Malachi from resuming his work. They chase after him to his old laboratory inside the Crystal Fortress, where they discover a teleportation spell taking them to his hideout at the Steel Shore. Outnumbered, our group pressed further still, fighting their way through Malachi's Mala before facing him in a hard-fought battle. Though it wasn't easy, they emerged victorious, with Sovina's body dead and Malachi's soul finally receiving the punishment it had been avoiding for centuries, ending the conflict for good and freeing the Shai Khan people of a sinister influence. And that was it. I hope you enjoyed the summary of SpellForce 2 Shadow Wars. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and don't forget to check out our community hubs. The links are all below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!